streaming. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Because it appears to have went live in spite of complaining to me that it is not went live. And yeah, it appears to be live. Okay, we are now live on the YouTubes. Yay! So I shall need to log into one of my other systems. And check everything is groovy. Yeah, we seem to be fine on that one. Let me check in a different screen size. Okay. Seems like it's fine there. I'm making a local recording of this as well, so it really shouldn't be such a major issue. If there are problems with the live feed, I will just upload a fixed variation later on. Okay, so we were trying this last night to try and get this to connect to a database, and we were going to try and see if we could load questions from a database, and we were having problems. So with that in mind, let's try and work out what the problem was. So let's hit play. And give it 10 years because Unity's slow as heck. Really need to get this tested on a Mac. Or use it as an excuse to go into debt and actually get myself a new PC. Man, Unity's taking its time, even by Unity standards. Perhaps Unity's not the language that should be doing this in. It means you poor people are having to sit here and be entertained by me droning on about something just trying to fill the time, talking to myself for the most part. Okay, while we're waiting on that, I'll do a proper intro like I did the last time. So, I am Amax Davie, or Amax Games Davie more specifically, Davie for most average people, and I am one of the two idiots who learn to code, or who are learning to code. Amax Games is our development company. We're aiming to make free-to-view games that, while being ad-supported, do not treat our customers like walking wallets. We don't want to be too intrusive. We want to be ethical when doing so. This means that you're not going to see $100 microtransactions or £100 microtransactions for those of you here in Scotland and the UK with us. And we're going to try to do so in some cases. The example of this series, the Learn to Code series, is that we're using AI for these. So it's can AI replace developers? In this case, we've got about 3 series, I think, on this planned at the moment. So one, Brain Drain, which is the one we're watching. This is episode 2. And we also have one called Sharty Birds. While it sounded fine through our headphones and through both mine and Emacs Games John, my counterpart, it, however, did not sound fine when we downloaded it from Twitch and tried to replay it. The sound, in fact, was terrible, so I need to fix audio them before uploading them. There's been some other issues as well. ChatGPT. ChatGPT itself was also having issues. It completely forgot the code that we were working on. It just kind of reset and forgot everything. So we might actually just rerun those episodes, remake them. But the idea is we ask ChatGPT questions, or Gemini, or we ask them to generate something for us to try and assist, and we work from there. So YouTube's complaining that we might get buffering. Interesting. Okay, apparently I'm using too high a bit rate. Can I switch that on the fly? I doubt I can. See, teething issues, teething issues. So I've switched over to 6800 kbps because I was currently running at 40,200 kbps. So maybe that'll sort that out. I'm going to say that Unity's crashed at this point. I'm just going to reboot it because that's over 5 minutes. I know Unity's slow, but that's ridiculous. So goodbye, Unity. And for good measure, I'll bounce Unity Hub as well. So let's open Unity Hub. Get rid of Task Manager. Now let's open in Brain Drain. just wait for this to pop up. This is seriously a lot harder than people make out. When you're doing something live, things can just go completely off the rails. Okay, our stream is now healthy again. Awesome. That's always useful. Okay, and our game has been opened. Right, so let's try running it this time and see if it crashes again. Okay. So assets, plugins, SQLite.cs. A DLL is missing. Well, if the DLL is missing, then it's not going to do what it needs to do then, is it? Right, so let's see if ChatGPT can help us with this one, shall we? I'm guessing it's just going to give us the same idiotic loop that it did when we initially asked it to add a database to this. Let's go back here and over here. Okay. So I'm getting the error. I didn't copy the error. Fantastic. Right, can close the channel thing down just now. Less tabs to open, the better. I can close this. I can close this. It's just a view. Right, okay, so back into Unity. Okay. Scroll to pre-compiled binaries for Windows and download SQL DLL Windows. Okay, let's try this, shall we? I'm okay with opening the link. Combining binaries or Windows. Pre-compiled binaries. DLL for Windows System 32. Okay, click on this. Open the file. Okay, we have a DLL file. So let's copy our DLL file. Might as well copy a dev file as well, to be honest. But we'll go back to what our guru is saying. Okay, extract SQL.dll. If you're building for Android IIS, it will help you get a pre-built. Yeah, cross-platform pack would be good. For the sake of this, we'll copy it across. Where do we want to put it? as I need to fill in the correct platform, so assets, plugins, x64. Okay, so what's this to do? Okay, here, stop that project. Assets, plugins, SQLite. No, don't click that. Okay. Back to ChatGPT. So plugins slash xe6 underscore 64 again. Well, to be fair, common sense would say you put it in here, wouldn't you? But hey, well, it's not what it's telling me to do. I'll grab the Android one later since we're testing this in Windows just now. I'm beginning to think that the easiest option would always be to create the game in Windows, test it in that, and then once we know it's correct, start the export process. And correct things. That was the wrong one. And correct things. Okay. It's not letting me do that. I love it when a plan comes together. Okay. There we go. Okay, so we now have the SQLite 3 there. What else does it say in our do that? Click on each SQLite imported and in the inspector set, select platform. On the check Windows. Okay. Right. So while we're on the SQLite page, is there one there for Android? No. How can I get the Android DLL? Okay, edit project settings, player Android configuration. Edit project settings, player Android configuration. Does always say under scripting backend. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything here. Oh, we have a search here. Let's try script. Script. Okay, let's try backend. Giggity. Right, so there is something in here, is it? There's just too many things to configure in this, I tell you. Oh, there we go, scripting backend. Make sure it's IL2 CPU under target architecture. Okay. So under target architecture, make sure it's ARM7 or ARM64. Okay. Right, that done. Jump back here. Don't need to worry about the pre-built one just now, hopefully. Not going to build my own. Okay, yeah, we'll let Android handle it. Okay, awesome. Right, let's see if that broke anything else. It probably did. Yeah, let me save things. Okay, different error this time. That's it for performance, not useful enough. Database initialized. Okay, so we got connected to the database. Awesome. Okay. Okay. Stop that. Back. So again, this is where having competent coders, or not even competent, but having people who actually know the code helps, because troubleshooting is the bigger issue here. Not having to just jump back and constantly ask questions and then end up in a feedback loop of getting an error, asking a question, getting a fix, putting in a new fix, getting another error, etc., etc. Okay, so okay, so I need to find a variable random question. Okay, I'll do. I will go with raw SQL. Okay, so assuming you have the question model, which we should have, and a brain drain quiz.cs script connected to your database. Okay, let's go back to our scripts and double check. So, scripts, I wish it stopped doing that. Inside our scripts folder, we have our brain drain, and we have our quiz, and we have a database manager. And if I recall correctly, it's the database manager that's actually making a call to the database, funnily enough. Inside your brain drain quiz, question get random question. Is there a question get random question in this? See, this is where it's not referencing the same code it was previously. Because the brain damage has no SQL in it at all at the moment. Brain damage, brain drain. So we don't make the edit here. This is obviously just our quiz question setting up. Quiz question. So it'll be in here. Right, okay. Okay, so basically the get random question here, I think, is, see, load the next question. So this is screwed up already. Like it's not. Yeah, so there is no load next question. Okay, let's try it anyway. I think this one's going to be a bust. I think this is one where more so our decision to use databases rather than anything else. But it's going to be a bigger issue. So this part. I don't think AI is going to be the solution here without some kind of back-end knowledge in order to simplify the process. Okay, DB path. So DB path, first or default is not there either. So that code's completely different. Right. Okay. Okay, so this isn't going to help because these databases are in completely different standards from the rest. So we've got the name of the database, we've got the location where it is. We're connecting to the database, so this part seems fine. Pretty sure we did initialize our database and we did see that on our console. Yep, so we definitely, this part's fine. It's just how we interact with the database now. Okay. So Control Z. Let's go back to how this was. Save that. Okay, don't have to save it. Okay. This is confusing. It seems to be totally different code from what we have been working on. So if I'm correct, I should be able to go into Unity. Okay, go our scripts. Okay, can I select them all? I can. I drag them? I can. Can I drag them to ChatGPT? I can. Okay, which one didn't upload? Quiz Database Manager, Brain Drain Quiz, Quiz Question. Interesting. Okay, so I'm going to ask it, wouldn't all of Manager.cs indeed updated for what other procedures? Okay. Really? Add question, get all as fine as this. It's really just a random question it wants me to fix. Okay. So it reckons that this one's broken. List questions. Okay. Update it to use raw. Okay. So let's bring the whole thing. Let's try that. Okay, no errors like the last time. Get a single random question was code from earlier on, wasn't it? Yeah, right. So hopefully this should now work. Oh, it's jumping about. It's annoying me. Okay, it's going to give me an error. I can see that from the big red line. Nice, so it'd let us copy the error, wouldn't it? I'm going to ask it to show me the full code. Yes, please show me the quiz database manager.cs with all the applied changes clean. Okay, so copy that. Jump back across, Control A, Control V. Just a curiosity, we're at 61 lines. We're at 67 lines, so it's not that bad. Okay, file and save all. Okay, we do know that this is going to cause an error, but hey ho, let's jump back into it and get the error, and then we can, there we go. Okay, we have a new error. I can't type today. Okay, so it's asking me at the namespace. Seems to have cleared off the error. Does it clear it when I jump back after saving? It does. Awesome. So when I click play, no questions available. Well, okay. Okay, that's interesting. So where's the no questions available come from? So where should get random question be grabbing it? Well, it should be inside brain drain, shouldn't it? So, close database manager. Yeah, find the database manager. Database manager, not seen. Okay, got that. Return, load random question. Load random question says current question equals quad manager. Don't get random question. Okay. Right. So when it tries to get a random question, it's not finding anything. Select star from quiz question. Okay, I bet you this is the database itself. There's something different in the database itself. Now again, ChatGPT's not told me this, but I've worked with databases before. I think I know what it is. So what we'll do is we'll open up the database. So there should be 5 questions in the database if you remember correctly. We added it when we got it to generate the database in the first place. And it's under streaming assets and under brain drain. Okay. So if I double click on that, okay, it won't open it from here. That's fine. What I can do is we installed SQL Browser yesterday, or DB Browser for SQLite rather. Okay, and we do open database, and what I'll do is I'll just open the the local copy that I had downloaded yesterday in here. Okay, so let's jump back to our database script actually. Probably better look at it. So database is called brain drain. Just want to select star from quiz question. Okay, quiz question is the correct thing. Selecting star means selecting everything from it. Okay, so that's interesting. I was suspecting that it didn't have any, like the quiz question was named differently because question, answer, category and difficulty, everything else looks fine. So I thought the database may be wrong. It isn't. Okay, so I'm incorrect on that one. That's fine. That's my user experience supporting IT tech, infrastructure tech working against me. Okay, the application now runs, but shows I have no questions. If you're trying to use one that gave you any pre-filled database unit, it doesn't copy files from streaming assets into persisting data path automatically. You need to add code to copy it manually in first launch. What? How backwards can you need to be, man? Okay, replace your block in quiz manager, quiz database manager. So quiz database manager. Replace DB path, path not combined. Okay, initialize DB, okay. What's this? Holy crud. Okay. Dang. So we're going from DB SQLite path. DB equals new SQLite path. So these two lines are getting replaced. That does not look right. That completely screwed up. I was expecting I can move that and make that look a bit easier. A bit better in the eye, maybe. Okay, that one's fully commented out. The looks of it. Okay, let's save this. Getting a warning. Don't like warnings. Warnings are bad. Okay. Let's go back to Unity. Okay, it's complaining that it's obsolete. Okay, yet another error. Okay, there's too many changes going here, so I'm going to can you provide the clean code. This will oh well, that's kind of put paid to that then, hasn't it? I won't be able to do any changes to this until 2 a.m. So I wonder what the daily limit is. Hmm. Oh, okay, so because I attached files, it moved me across. That's a bit crud. Okay. So I think this is too expensive. I'm not going to pay for it just now. £25 a month. It's not a lot of money, but it's not something that requires. Plus, that's for 2 users. Plus, I don't have 2 users at the moment. And £200 a month. Jesus. Okay, so I'm not going to upgrade that just now. So it looks like tonight is going to be a much shorter stream than I had intended. The problem is if I continue to hit this just because I've uploaded those files, then I mean we're only talking like maybe 20 queries since I uploaded them. And can I remove them? No. Okay. That's so annoying. That is so annoying. Okay. Well, I guess this one actually stops you until ChatGPT resets. Well, it's been a short one, much shorter than I intended. Hitting that limit just now is a bit annoying. I didn't expect that to happen when I uploaded the files, but uploading the files did allow me to clean up problems with the database. So, yeah, thank you for watching, and hopefully we will see you in the next one.